You ever have that feeling like you're just a little out of sync with everything? Like the world is spinning just a bit too fast and you're struggling to find your footing? Yeah, you are definitely not alone in that.
But what if the solution wasn't some new productivity app or a trendy life hack? What if it was a set of ideas that are thousands of years old?
Well, it turns out ancient India developed a pretty powerful toolkit for this exact feeling. All right, so let's get into it. In this explainer, we're going to open up this ancient toolkit and look at 5 key principles from the Vedas that are honestly, shockingly relevant for finding a little more balance in our lives today.
Now, our source for all of this is the Vedas, India's oldest, most foundational scriptures. These texts are just packed with hymns and deep philosophical ideas that have been shaping thought for millennia. And we're about to see exactly why they've had such staying power.
So, we'll be digging into 5 core concepts: Rita, Yajña, Satya, Dāna, and this big idea of unity. But here's the key. We're not going to treat these as some dusty, abstract philosophy. Nope, I want you to think of them as 5 actual practical tools you can use to build a more connected and, well, harmonious life.
Let's start with the foundation of the whole toolkit. Tool number 1 is called Rita, and it's all about finding our own place in the grand, natural rhythm of the universe.
So what is Rita? Well, it's pronounced Rita, and it's basically the universe's operating system. It's that invisible cosmic order that makes sure the sun rises, the seasons change, and everything doesn't just dissolve into total chaos. It's the natural flow of everything.
And check out this line from the Rig Veda. It links truth directly to this cosmic law. It's suggesting that the entire world is literally held up by integrity and order. It's a huge idea, right? That being honest isn't just a social rule, it's a universal one.
So, how do we actually use this tool today? Well, living in tune with Rita can be pretty straightforward. On a big scale, it means respecting nature's balance. That's the most obvious form of cosmic order we see. On a personal scale, it means acting with integrity, being fair and honest. And in any group, whether it's your family or your workplace, it's about creating shared rules so everyone can work together in harmony.
Okay, so if Rita is the underlying harmony of everything, our next tool is all about how we actively participate in that harmony. Let's look at tool number 2, Yajña. This is all about the power of selfless contribution.
Now, Yajña, pronounced Yajña, it actually started as a literal fire ceremony where the community would make offerings together. But over time, the idea evolved into something much bigger. It came to mean any act of selfless offering or work done for the good of the group. It's this beautiful idea that we all have something to contribute to the collective fire.
And this is what's so fascinating. This verse here says that even the gods themselves took part in Yajña. This means selfless contribution wasn't just some rule made up for humans, it was seen as a fundamental principle of existence itself, something even the divine took part in.
So what does Yajña look like for us today? Well, it could be anything. It could be volunteering your time or really pouring your best effort into a team project at work. It could even be something like a neighborhood cleanup or a community tree planting day. Any shared effort for a better world we all get to live in.
So we've got the cosmic order, Rita, and our active role in it, Yajña. But for that participation to mean anything, it's got to be authentic. And that brings us to our third tool, Satya. This is the tool for living in truth, for aligning what we say and do with reality.
And here's the crucial thing about Satya. It's so much more than just not lying. In this worldview, truthfulness is a fundamental force, and it's deeply connected back to Rita, that cosmic order we started with. So living in truth isn't just a good moral choice. It's seen as an act of aligning yourself with the very fabric of the universe.
I mean, listen to how poetic this is. This verse suggests that truth isn't some passive thing. It's a powerful, creative force. It's saying that Rita and Satya were there at the very dawn of time, literally bringing the world into being. So in a way, when we live truthfully, we're taking part in that ongoing act of creation.
And of course, the benefits are super practical. Living in Satya builds trust that you just can't break. It helps you make way better decisions because you're dealing with what's real, not what you wish was real. But on an even deeper level, there's this profound sense of inner peace that comes when you close the gap between who you are on the inside and what you do on the outside.
All right, now we're at our final 2 tools, and honestly, they're like 2 sides of the same coin. We've got Dāna, or generosity, and the huge, profound insight of unity. These are the tools for connection.
What I love here is just how direct the Vedic hymns are. There's no sugarcoating it. The message is crystal clear. Hoarding starves the spirit and leads to isolation. But generosity, Dāna, that's what builds community, what fosters support, and kind of paradoxically, what ensures your own well-being never wastes away. It's almost like a cosmic investment strategy.
But why? Why be generous? Why is giving so fundamental? Well, this question brings us to the core insight of the entire toolkit, the idea that holds everything else together. The practice of Dāna isn't just a nice thing to do. It flows from the deep understanding that, on a fundamental level, everything and everyone is connected.
This is one of the most famous lines from the entire Rig Veda, Ekam Sat Vipra Bahuda Vadanti. What it means is that even though our senses see a world of infinite variety, different names, different forms, there is one single underlying reality, one truth that connects it all.
And when you really start to see the world that way, look what happens. Empathy stops being a struggle, it becomes your natural state, because harming someone else feels like harming yourself. Prejudice starts to dissolve because the other is really just another part of us. And caring for the planet, that becomes an obvious act of self-preservation, because it's not the environment out there, it's our shared home.
And that's how it all weaves together. See, it's not just a list of 5 random ideas, it's a complete, interconnected system. When you align with cosmic harmony, Rita, and live your truth, Satya, it just naturally inspires you to contribute selflessly with Yajña and give generously with Dāna, all because you're starting to feel that deep sense of unity with everything around you. Each tool just makes the others stronger.
So there you have it. A powerful toolkit for finding balance that has stood the test of thousands of years. After exploring all 5 of these ancient ideas, I guess the only question left is for you. Which tool resonates with you the most right now? Which one are you going to pick up and try out first?